Welcome to my channel. My name is Marlies and today we're going to make some Christmas ephemera. I will begin with a simple Christmas card. Maybe you can also use it as a journal card. My base is just a regular white cardstock, and on top of that I glued some old ledger paper. Of course, I'm inking up all edges with a brownish ink, and also the back of the card that is white will get a brown layer of ink. To not only have the card in just ledger paper, I'm going to create a strip of design tape on top, and it's just to break some color and add some embellishing. What works very well in journal making and in making ephemera is the sticking out parts, like little cards or little tickets, and also this little tab. So I'm going to add the tab on the top of the card. In one of the Christmas ephemera packs I found these words or quotes or text, and they have the perfect rectangle shape that will go on top of this card. Of course, do not forget to roughen up your edges of the paper and ink them, and you can see attaching them in a bit of a rough way just with a staple is very awesome too. And the finishing touch will be these cute little dolls on top of the ledger paper. Here I will show you some close-up of this card, but I made some extra cards. If you think that the background is not decorated enough, you can think about using stamps or remnant drops. And let's go straight away to ephemera piece number 2 to create. I have found some pieces of ephemera from the Ideaology Christmas ephemera packs, and of course neutral colors that I already had in my journal, and some green and red tones. And of course, do not forget to ink all your elements before assembling them all together. You can see I have different kinds of loose elements. I have the Christmas card in the back, and then a doily on the left side and a piece of ledger paper on the right side. And then it is time just to play around a little bit. Do you want the doily to go over the ledger paper or the other way around? Just play a little bit until you have the best layout possible. I also take a close look at all the elements that are in front of me. Where are the white and clear areas that I want to be decorated a little bit more? And you can do the decorating with the remnant drops or some stamping or little pieces of ephemera. Also pay attention to details like this wreath. Where do you want it to be and which word do you want to be visible? Even the smallest piece that you will be adding is very important. It needs some love and attention. So for this little label, I found a perfect word from the remnant drops. And of course, you do not have to use the remnant drops in whole. You can cut them into the right size or word that you need. In this case, post. Other little details that you could add to this piece of ephemera are stars, maybe a piece of ribbon, adornments, paper clips, and maybe a hanging tag. Now let's go to piece ephemera number 3 and I'm going to make some little file folders. The base is some white cardstock that has been folded double, and on top of the front I glued some old ledger paper. It means that only the cover is covered with a patterned paper and the inside is white. So that is the reason why I'm going to ink up all the white areas, and I'm going to decorate it a little bit with a text stamp from Tim Holtz. The stamping does not have to be perfect, a partial stamp is also fine. For the little sticking out part of this file folder, I'm using these cute words out of one of the ephemera packs. The word will be visible in the front of the file folder, but do not forget the back that is white. You want that to be decorated because when you open the file folder, you will see it. To decorate the back of the word just a little bit, I am using some design tape for the top, and this number out of one of the snippets pack will go below. After stitching along all sides of this little file folder, it is time to decorate the front. Again, I found some beautiful ephemera out of one of the Tim Holtz packs, and I'm going to use it to decorate the front in a Christmassy style. We are looking at the front. Most of it is ledger paper, some beige kind of color, and you can see it needs some extra love and attention, and I'm using the remnant drops to blend in a little bit in the background. One of the tips that I follow along myself too is to work in some kind of triangle, so the tree of the remnant drops is in the left corner, and then the R is on top, and then I have a little word a little bit more placed to the right. To finish the cover of this file folder, I'm going to use a paper doll. You can use them just only the part that you want or prefer, and in this case I'm going to use the top of this boy. For the inside of the file folder, I'm going to add some layers. I have a little journal card in the back. I have a ticket, a piece of ephemera, and the little photo on top with a paper clip. When you make multiple file folders, you will have a great filling for your journal. Let's go straight away to ephemera piece number 4. The base for this file folder shaped card is some white cardstock. I do not want it to be white, I want it aged, so I'm using the Distress Vintage color. After that I want some more staining, so I'm using the old paper color. Put it on my craft sheet, damp it with some water, and drag my file folder shaped card through it. To keep my ephemera pieces matching, I'm going to decorate the top of this card again with the design tape. To make this card into more of a journal card with some space and room to write on or maybe add a picture, I'm going to add this lined paper to the back. This paper comes from an old notebook. I have a whole stash of those in all kinds of lines and blocks, and I use them for my journals, for journal cards, for pages, and the staining is made with some tea and coffee. To make sure that the lined paper is matching with the front of the card, I'm going to do the exactly same thing that I did before. I'm going to stain it and also keep it in the same color range, so I'm using a vintage photo and old paper. I really like the stitched look on my papers, so I went along all sides of this card. Here you can see that the cards are quite neutral, and I would like to add just a little something to the sides, and I found some very great words to use in the remnant rubs. I really enjoyed the process of making these cute little ephemera pieces. I also hope that I inspired you to make your own. If I did, please like, subscribe or comment down below. Besides liking my content, you could also become a Patreon of mine and also support my work on my Ko-fi account, where I also offer free digitals, but also digital kits for journaling. I will put both links in the description box below. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video.